New service fee structure starting August 2020. Hey, what's going on, teachers? It is Teacher Michael here, and I'm putting on my business hat today so that I can talk to you about the new VIPKid payment policy and maybe help you understand whether or not you're taking a pay cut, which I think a lot of teachers are. So we're going to look at that. I'm also going to help you calculate what your losses or gains might be. I'm going to provide you with a few resources on how you can figure some of that stuff out. And we're also going to talk about a few options of what you can do from here. I'm traditionally not the type of person who just kind of sits back and lets life happen to me. I like to be in the driver's seat. I like to take action when something like this happens. So, you're not helpless in this situation if you are taking a pay cut. There are certain things that you can do to maybe try to make up for some of those losses. So I would love to explore them here today, and I want to thank you for joining me on my channel. If you haven't yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, I'm going to encourage you to hit the subscribe button down below. It's a great way to support my channel, and it's also a great way for you not to miss out on future videos from me. So just take 2 seconds, hit the subscribe button, and then we're going to get into this video. First things first, why don't we look at the email that was sent out by VIPKid. So if you have a second right now, if you've got your phone with you or your laptop with you, just pull up that email. New service fee structure starting August 2020. So about halfway down, there's a little button that says Learn More. I want you to click that button, and it's going to pull up a chart. And the first thing that we're going to do is figure out what tier you are in. That's going to help you calculate what the bonus or the incentive structure is going to look like for you. And then on the chart, on the left-hand side, there are tier numbers. I want you to find your tier number. Your tier number is dictated by the total number of VIPKid classes that you have taught up until this point. If you don't know where to find that information, go ahead and pull up the VIPKid Teach app. In the bottom right-hand corner, click Account. And then in the top left-hand corner, there's going to be an Insights button. Click Insights. That will give you a list of your total classes taught. All of the examples that I'm going to be showing you are for a teacher who is in Tier 4, which means that you will have taught between 400 and 799 classes. A few different teachers have been generous enough to create some Excel spreadsheets and things like that that can quickly and easily help you calculate what your new service fees are going to be and whether or not you stand to lose or gain money. So if you're interested in any of those, I'm going to link them in the description down below. But in the meantime, I'd like to run through kind of an example just to compare side by side the current system, which is being phased out, and then the new system. In the example that I'm going to use, I'm going to assume that the base salary is $7.50 per class. We're going to pretend that you are a teacher that is in Tier 4, and let's say, for the sake of this example, you teach 100 classes per month. That's 5 classes a day, 5 days a week. Under the current system, or the system that's being phased out, the math is very simple. You're going to take $7.50 as your base pay, and then you can add $2 onto that per class. You add $1 for just showing up on time and doing your feedback on time, and then you add another dollar for teaching more than 45 classes in the month. So the math is pretty simple. $9.50 times 100 classes is $950. Now, let's take a look at the new and very much more complicated system. Here's what it looks like. So for your first 20 classes, you're going to take your base pay, $7.50, and to that, you're going to add your first incentive, which is 80 cents. You're then going to times that by 20 classes, and that is going to give you a grand total of $164. By comparison, in the old system, the system that's being phased out, those 20 classes would have given you $9.50 times 20 classes, $190. We're already starting out at a loss. This is not a great sign, but let's keep moving forward. And then you move into the next incentive column. So $7.50 plus $1.20 is $8.70, and then you're going to times that by 20 classes. That's going to give you $174. Again, still operating at a loss, but we're moving in the right direction, so let's see what happens if we keep on teaching. And I'm sure you've figured out by this point that that is the goal in all of this. This is a volume game. VIPKid seems to be incentivizing teachers to teach more classes per month. So it's not until you hit your 90th class that your bonus starts, being more than what it currently is. But of course you have to calculate in all of that money that you missed out on up until this point in the first 90 classes. So, you've got some ground to make up. But for the sake of our example, we're only going to 100 classes. So we're really only going to be in this column for 10 classes. So you're going to take your base pay, you're going to add $2.10. That brings you to $9.60 times 10 classes to bring you to 100. And that would bring you to $96. By comparison, the old system would have you at $90 for those last 10 classes. So I think it's pretty clear that if you're someone who is not teaching, more than 100 classes, you are certainly getting a pay cut. So another thing that I did over the weekend to try and better understand this was just poked into some of the Facebook groups. After wading through some of the comments, I found this post. It really helped me understand, where the level is for you to start earning more money and where the level is that you're going to be taking a pay cut. So to stick with our example, assuming that you are a tier 4 teacher, unless you teach more than 239 classes in the month, you're going to lose money. In tier 5, unless you teach more than 218 classes a month, you're going to lose money. Tier 6, you have to teach more than 199 classes in a month, or you will be taking a pay cut. Tier 7, 184 classes is the mark you have to hit. I think you get the point, and I'm going to just leave this graphic up on the screen for a second for you to figure out what tier you're in and the number of classes that you need to teach in order to either have your wage stay the same or go up. 180 classes is about 22 and a half hours of teaching per week, which is very part-time. That is not it's not crazy to teach that much, but so many teachers that I hear from are like, dude, I'm doing everything. I would love to teach 22 and a half hours a month, or a week, sorry. I just can't. I'm opening time slots, I'm staying up all night, I've revamped my intro video, put up a new profile photo, I've rewritten my bio, I've taken all the workshops, I'm doing everything I can, and it's just not happening. So I feel for you. If you're in that situation, if you can't get even close to 180 or 100 or 50 classes, it's frustrating. Like I said at the beginning of this video, I'm not the type of person to kind of just sit here and complain about how awful this situation is as if I'm helpless. Because I'm not helpless, you're not helpless, and there are things that you can do. So what are those things? Number one thing, you could do nothing. You could just say, it is what it is, and I'm gonna keep moving forward. The other thing that you could do is start looking at a competing company. At the beginning of this year, I was a little bit curious, and I applied to VIPKid. VIPKid offered me $9 as my base pay because I had experience teaching ESL online. You may not have the same results, but you can explore. You can go and talk to other companies and see, what's your bonus system like? What will you offer me as a teacher? That's certainly well within your rights. You are an independent contractor. You are free to move between companies as you see fit. So you might want to explore that as an option. Another thing that you could do is something that I see a lot of teachers doing nowadays. This is something that I've decided to do recently. I applied and created a profile on Outschool. Outschool is a company that allows you to teach whatever subject you want. It doesn't have to be ESL. You can teach anything from photography to baking to the history of your favorite video game. You don't have to be, an official teacher. You don't have to have a bachelor's degree. You just have to have experience and passion and a knowledge base for something. The other nice thing about Outschool is that you set your own prices. You charge what you want per student. Because Outschool is not one-on-one like many of these ESL companies are, it allows you to charge maybe slightly less per student, but you might be able to get 4 or 5 or 10 students in that one class. So that's certainly an alternative that's worth looking into. Teaching with a company like Outschool, you may not have to move over there full-time, you may not be able to move over full-time, but it may be the little piece that's missing that's gonna help you make up the difference in what you stand to lose from the new VIPKid payment structure. So I would explore it. Shop around, talk to some other companies, poke into Outschool, see what it's all about, and make a decision that is right for you. You may only need to list one class on Outschool per week or per month to make up the difference. So if that's you, if you're in that situation, I feel for you. I'm right there next to you, and I'm going to encourage you to take action. If you want to apply to Outschool using my referral link, I'm going to put it in the description down below. I've also got podcast episodes that I'm going to link that talk about what Outschool is, how it works, how to come up with curriculum, or you can use someone else's referral link. It doesn't matter to me. I just want you to take control of your situation and make the money that you deserve to make. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate your time and your attention. I appreciate you watching this video, hitting subscribe if that's something that you've already done. If you haven't done it, now's the time. I'm gonna take my business hat off, and the next video will return to something a little more fun and lighthearted. Actually, with that in mind, I'm gonna link to my most recent video, which is how you can have a little bit more fun in the classroom. I think it serves as a good reminder of some of the nice things about teaching ESL online. It might be a good reminder for you. Thank you all so much for watching, and until the next video, I will see you on the internet. Peace. I'm using a different lens. I can't cover it up. I need an extender.